Okay, I think in terms of our process, nothing's really changed. I think when you go into an uncertain time like this, as an investment firm, if you don't have a firm process that you believe in, you're going to be in trouble. And I think as an individual, if you don't have a plan and a strategy, you'll be in trouble. So this is when we really go back to making sure our process is applied consistently and very strictly. However, within positioning, I think two things we can say about our portfolios at the moment is diversification is even more important than ever because there's so much volatility within all the asset classes. And the third thing that I would add to that is in a lot of our portfolios we've allowed our cash to build up. And the reason for that is that first of all, one is actually able to get quite attractive yields on cash, so it's not just sitting there earning you less than inflation. And secondly, it provides some stability to the portfolio during times of volatility, and more importantly, often when these big events happen and the market panics, there's a lot of opportunity, and if you have cash available, then you can apply the cash on those days quite selectively. So we found it very beneficial to have some cash in the portfolio at this time. The bedrock of what we do with our clients' money is to really look at it as we are stewards of their money. And in order to do that, we have to be very disciplined in terms of research. We have to be prudent, and we believe we have to think long term. We can't be distracted by short-term noise. As far as our process is concerned, it's part of analysing a company in depth and with a very long-term view. So there are two aspects to it. The one is to assess the quality of the company, and that's got two parts to it. That's the moat and the management. So moat really just means how strong is the company's business model? Is it sustainable? Will they have pricing power going forward? All sorts of questions like that. And management is, are they again good stewards of shareholders' capital? Because in the end all we're doing is really passing on our clients' capital to someone else to look after. So do they in turn make long-term decisions in the interest of shareholders? Or how are they driven? How are they motivated? And one of the things we found is that there's a very good correlation between good outcomes for shareholders and the shareholding by management. So you'll find in the top holdings in our funds, you'll find quite a few of those. The management's got quite a large stake themselves. And then of course it's fine to say about quality, but a lot of quality shares at the moment are quite highly priced. So for us it's also about paying a good price for that. So then we would look at the valuation of those companies. And we often find that during times of crisis or distress or panic in the market, companies that are actually quite good quality get perceived to be poor companies or poor investments because the environment's worse for them. And we find over the past 18 months we've seen unbelievable opportunities in that area. So really good quality company that's under temporary either siege from the environment or from the political uncertainty, but in essence it's actually quite a good company, and you can only really make those decisions which are sometimes quite contrarian when A, you think a bit more longer term, and B, you really have done your work on whether that business model is still as strong as it was and it's just temporarily under pressure.
So I guess now more than ever the long-term approach is relevant more than ever in this environment.
Very important. If we draw even short as a 50-year timeline back and you look at all the various crises, political, currency-wise and otherwise, that we have we've experienced in South Africa, sometimes because of things inside South Africa and sometimes outside South Africa. At the moment it's coming from all sides. If you look at it over the longer term, you will always have found an opportunity in those times. And you won't see those opportunities if you're chasing last year's winner, or you are looking at the next 3 months' return, or you're trying to forecast the currency over the next 6 months. You have to draw very long lines through what's possible for a valuation of a company or an investment. You have to look at the long-term value of the rand, the long-term value for bonds, long-term inflation trends. And then you can sort of sit back and say, given that context, yes, actually this could be a good investment at this stage. So yes, we believe it's especially important now not to look at the short term.